longest reigning AEW World Champion of all time, the youngest AEW World Champion of all time, the most successful title defenses of all time.
MJF is a fish out of water that turned into a shark among minnows. In his mid-20s, he signed with AEW. And when the entire brand was focused on being an alternative to WWE, MJF made the lucrative decision to be a WWE guy in AEW. Pyro like Randy, suits like Flair, scarves like Jericho, catchphrases like Dwayne, even a cat named Piper. MJF is all elite, but Maxwell Jacob Friedman is World Wrestling Entertainment. After trying out for Tough Enough as Maxwell Jacob Feinstein, WWE took a liking to MJF. They liked him so much, his 2015 audition is still on WWE's YouTube channel to this day, like a museum showing Bibi Netanyahu's first speech. MJF didn't make the cut, but this was a blessing in disguise. MJF was failing upwards, in spite of an early rejection, and also because of it, MJF's love for WWE is laced in his own origin story.
Deep down, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be Piper.
I was born with a massive chip on my shoulder, so if you ever looked at me and said, you can't do that, it just made me want to do it more. So when you're, at the time, 5'9", ADD-riddled Jew boy from Long Island, nobody's thinking you're going to be the champion of the world.
Yeah.
And when you say, I want to be a professional wrestler, they laugh. And then it was like, okay, bet. And then you find yourself in the weight room until 2 a.m. in the morning every day.
Bro, let's go hit Johnny Dang. Diamonds hit like Johnny Cage. Give a fuck who headlining. I'm the richest on the stage. Jewish money, Mazel Tov. Hit a hoe and kick her out. Always tweaking, think I'm hearing shit. I'm in a big ass house. Coulda had a big dog, but she locked in with Mickey Mouse. Get them in and get them gone. We treat them shits like in and out. How the fuck you tryna beef with me when you don't got no couch? I ain't even been a rolling loud, but bitch, we rolling loud.
When I was a kid, it was a bit of a cold period. Like Cena didn't get the ball exactly yet. You saw a lot of tarp and drape. People in my friend circle, when I would bring it up, it was something to be made fun of for. Being severely neurodivergent and having probably the world's worst attention deficit disorder, which I still have to this day, that caused a lot of bullying in school. Being Jewish certainly caused a ton of anti-Semitic bullying in school.
I see my teammates walking up to me, and I'm excited because for once in my life, I actually think I'm gonna make friends. And in their hands, they're holding rolls of quarters. And all of them decided to throw the quarters at me as hard as they physically could. And they said, pick it up, Jew boy, pick it up. And I cried, but finally I stopped because I realized tonight I get to meet my hero, CM Punk, at an autograph signing.
So he was your guy growing up.
Entirely.
Fast forward 10 plus years later.
Yeah.
Toe to toe.
Yeah.
Cutting promos with him.
Yeah, I verbally undressed him.
But it's like you had met your match.
Match? No. I mean, watch the tape. Watch the tape. You tell me who got the better of who verbally during that entire rivalry.
You really hurt my feelings last week. I extended out my hand like a gentleman. It was almost as bad as the time you quit, took your ball, and went home like a little bitch. You know what was great, though? The pipe bomb. And what happened to the renegade, the ass kicker, the outsider? Because you might as well be coming out here preaching hustle, loyalty, and respect. Except here's the problem, PG. I can see you.
You think the grass is so green around the other side? Be my guest. Go ahead, leave. Main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free extravaganza, and then get released faster than you last in the sack. He thinks what he does is revolutionary to the wrestling business, when in reality, he's just a less famous Miz.
I loved CM Punk growing up, and now if he was dying in front of me, I'd do nothing but laugh. I hope he's able to enjoy what he's accomplishing over there. I have no idea, because the things that he said in my company do go against the things that he's saying now. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire, to put that fire. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend I didn't learn from him. Talking about CM Punk?
Okay, I didn't know if I could.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Who could possibly give a shit? Fuck him. I'd love to beat the shit out of him. Just for shits and giggles. I would love to literally be put in a situation where I can bash his stupid fucking face in again. because he had a fluke victory over me at the dog collar match. I had CM Punk's number. I beat him twice in Chicago. Outside of that, Seth Rollins is another guy I'd like to be able to wrestle. I also love what Seth Rollins is doing.
But that doesn't make sense to me.
Seth Rollins is undeniable. MJF is undeniable. It's a big deal when I get to hang out with him, and it's a big deal when he gets to hang out with me. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy picking each other's brains. He's one hell of a talent, man. He's the face of his promotion. I'm the face of mine. There were plenty of other WWE wrestlers that wanted to talk to me.
What about a chief of a tribe?
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's kind of a conflict of interest there because me and Paul Heyman were kind of like DL related, so I don't know if I'd be able to go through with that. I'd feel weird about hurting somebody that he's made so much money off of.
Roman Reigns last week said you guys were the new kid on the block, and the only reason people like you guys is because you're new.
Roman Reigns lost in the key demographic to Ruby Soho, and Ruby Soho sucks. So I don't know what to tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. That's not me shitting on Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is a hell of a performer.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. I think he's absolutely incredible. Am I better than him?
Yes.
On the mic and in the ring? Yeah. But I'm not going to go out of my way and talk shit about him because I respect him. I respect what he does. I respect the hard work that goes into putting out that product that is WWE. And again, someday I might work there. If he sees this, he'll pretend he doesn't know who I am because that's what they do over there. When in reality, I know that they're all watching our stuff. And again, cannot stress this enough. Huge fan of Roman Reigns. Think he's great. Would love to work with him one day.
There's no bigger Roman Reigns fan than me.
Making mage moves. Oh yeah, dude. Sami Zayn is one of the most entertaining professional wrestlers on the planet. Has been for a very long time. Hasn't always had the platform and the opportunity to show the world that. I feel now that he is getting that platform, it's becoming more clear than it ever was that he's next level. I want Kevin Steen, the one that I watched in Ring of Honor. Not saying Kevin Owens isn't spectacular. Kevin Owens is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and it sucks that he's hurt right now. It kills me. But Kevin Owens can't exactly say some of the things that Kevin Steen was able to say back in the day. So I want Kevin Steen. That's a dream match. So the Bellas, they gave me a big hug. Love those girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're the best. If you are not watching every product out there available, then you can't be the best version of yourself, and then you won't make the most amount of money. Corbin's a guy that understands that, so he watched my product. He saw me. I watched his product. I saw him. And we both went, yep.
Yeah.
That guy gets it.
If you are in the world of professional wrestling, if you are a top guy and you don't watch as much or consume as much professional wrestling as you possibly can you call yourself a student of the game? Can you say you're giving your best foot forward? Can you claim to be one of the best in the sport? In my opinion, no, you absolutely cannot. So if you were to ask a WWE star, have you been watching AEW? And they say no, one of two things is happening. One, they're lying through their fucking teeth, or two, they don't care enough about this industry to study what's going on in it. I am in my beautiful home on Long Island, the most magical place in the world, and I watched Elimination Chamber.
We could have watched it together. All right, go ahead.
I don't know about that. Now, and I can assure you that there'll be plenty of WWE wrestlers that are going to be watching Revolution. Because if you are a real professional wrestler, scratch that. If you're a real athlete, and you aren't in the clue or in the know of what's going on in your sport, I pity you. I think you just do not take your job seriously. And I take umbrage to that. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was fucking awesome.
Right.
Normally, journalists, no matter how many tickets we sell,
Sure.
no matter how many pay-per-view buys we get,
Yeah.
no matter how many top acts we have, they're just not able to say what you just said.
Okay.
It's like this weird thing. It's almost as if they're chasing a hug from a certain company.
Yeah.
It's odd. I can't comprehend it because when WWE does good stuff, I'm sitting here right now. I'm the first person to say congratulations and kudos.
Yep.
But for some reason, for some strange fucking reason, it's almost as if there's certain journalists that are in a certain company's pocket. It's just odd. Tony Khan is a visionary. He's a mark, but he's a visionary.
What was your reaction to the photograph that everybody saw of Shane with Tony Khan?
He's a mark.
MJF, he has walked out. He did not show up at the autograph or the fan fest today. It was a fan fest.
Fan fest, yes.
Scheduled to be there. He wasn't there. Wasn't answering his phone. Fans were angry. AEW was, of course, not pleased.
MJF no-showed the fan fest that they had the day before. He was supposed to be there. They'd sold photo ops and everything. He was not there, and apparently that was of his own volition.
The word going around was that he no-showed and also that he wasn't picking up his phone.
I want you to fire me. You fucking Mark! Fire me! Fire me!
My boss at the time was being a fucking Mark. Okay. So if you don't want to pay me what I'm worth, Dad D does not show up to work. It's that simple.
MJF is all elite, is remaining all elite, and it is going to be with AEW for at least the next few years.
Girls ask me to do this all the time. So what's your name, sweetheart?
Are you serious right now?
What?
Contract.
Oh! Daddy got the money. Daddy's back. Now me and Tony Khan are best friends. Tony Khan? Great guy.
There's a gif of him literally downing a massive bottle.
Do you ever see
online
the liquid go into his mouth?
1,000%.
Really?
I mean, this was memed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he struggled. He struggled.
He struggled to drink it, is what you're saying?
Because he's not used to it. He doesn't do it.
I think it could have just been the weight of the water in his fragile little hand.
Yeah.
Although I will say, freakishly large biceps on such a small man.
If I was to say to you, Tony Khan, and you were to give me your thoughts on Tony Khan in 3 words or less / fewer, what would those 3 words be?
Big fucking Mark.
Triple H.
Oh my God. The greatest ever?
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
So, Triple H.
Your Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
And the first name, and you, lightning quick, brought it up. You went Triple H. Triple H.
Yeah.
Trip? Is it okay if I call you Trip?
To quote the greatest wrestler of all time and my personal hero, The Game, that is what's best for business.
Triple H, you asked me if I'm tough enough.
Every other fucking Mark nerd in wrestling does cosplay gear. And I was like, I'm gonna do it one time and one time only. I put my own spin on it. I put Burberry all over it, MJF, my lion. But yeah, it was a bit of an homage for sure. That was my childhood.
It's going to be a huge step.
Yeah, let's not kid ourselves, Excalibur, JR. This is going to be the toughest one, and the reason is this humanoid.
And in that ring, Wait, Bretta fans coming up! Ha ha!
Cheap. Just cheap.
Oh my God! Oh, that killed me. Hold on, give me a second. Adam Cole, you are so skinny and ghostly pale white that if this were the 80s, Hogan would have snorted you. Okay, Max. Yeah, chill out. And you went to WWE. Take it easy. It's a perfectly good company, gang. Your run there, however, not great. However, I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed watching you twerk for top dollar. Make sure he hoards all that money. Make sure he hoards all that money so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in. That can't lace my goddamn boots. Hey, boss, would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE guy? You're a Rudy Poo candy ass! Considering the fact that you've stolen literally everything else from that guy, because no offense, Richard, you ain't nothing more than a dollar store Dwayne. So you know what I'm gonna start calling you, bud? I'm gonna start calling you the Pebble, okay?
I'd like to be a part of that Mount Rushmore of wrestlers turned actors like Batista, Cena, and The Rock.
I see myself doing kind of what Cena, Batista, and Rock did.
I would like to be the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. And as far as acting goes, when I look at the Mount Rushmore of like professional wrestling actors, you're talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you're talking about Dave Batista, you're talking about John Cena. I want to be number 4. I see him enter the room and I walked up to him, I shook his hand and I said, I just want you to know you were a big inspiration for me, which is a fact. He was a fathead on my wall. A fathead is like a sticker that you pretty much plaster onto your wall that's like life size, right? A guy like John was able to make people in Hollywood take us seriously. Before CM Punk was my favorite was John Cena. Before CM Punk, my favorite wrestler growing up as a kid was John Cena. He was a fathead on my wall in my bedroom. So I'd wake up, salute the OG, and then get ready for school. Yeah.
That's weird.
It's not weird.
A little weird.
John Cena was a fathead on my wall.
Okay.
When he was rapping. And then he stopped the rapping and he started being very nice. And I didn't care for it. I'm not one to defend
first of all, my good friend John. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I've seen.
He puts me over all the time in interviews, as he should. I'm a generational talent. Generational talents, know generational talents when they see one. I see John making a beeline towards my direction, and he's like moving people out of the way, and he shakes my hand. He goes,
"Man, I'm so sorry. Excuse my ignorance. I didn't know what to expect from you today. You are a class act. I can't believe you're a professional, as professional as you are. That's just my ignorance. I'm sorry I had that judgment. I want to thank you for being so special. Thanks for making my night." And then we got back, and I was able to talk to him more. And I kind of, maybe we can get you to play for the right team one day and all that. And there's no denying the fact that he's doing good work. And I don't think that I should ignore that, and I honestly, I was floored by his professionalism.
And then we just started shooting the shit. We took a photo on the carpet. Next time I saw him is that Happy Gilmore 2 premiere. We hung out again, shot the shit again. Like, that guy is everything that I want to be when it comes to work ethic.
Are you sad that you'll never wrestle John Cena?
Yes, absolutely. I think that there is a different world where that match would have happened. Unfortunately, it's not this one. I've had so many incredible run-ins with John where we've shot the shit. He's an incredible guy. He watches our product. He's seen my stuff. He was very complimentary. Obviously, I'm super complimentary to him.
When I was watching that John Cena retirement or the AJ Styles retirement.
Like, Cena's got 20 years on you.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, so does Cody, so does CM Punk, so does LA Knight, so does Jey Uso, so does essentially every top guy. Roman. All these dudes are 40s to 50, right? And I'm 29.
Let's talk about it. John, great guy. I love him to death. I met him a couple times. Really like him a lot. But is he MJF?
Well, he's John Cena.
Yeah, but is he MJF? Brock's cool, but like, is he MJF?
Who is MJF? Few people know the answer to that by design. Some promotions go to war trying to find out. A war entirely instigated by MJF.
Maybe, just maybe, I look at the world title as nothing more than a bargaining chip that I can use for the bidding war of 2024.
When the bidding war was happening, when your contract with AEW was coming to an end, how much interest was there from WWE?
You know the answer. There was a lot. I had some nice calls with some nice folks who are high up on the chain, and they were interested in me. They're still very much so interested in me, and I understand why.
Maybe I take that title to a real wrestling company with real fans, and maybe, just maybe, I get to work for a real boss, the only con in professional wrestling that's worth a damn, jolly old Saint Nick.
If I leave, this company's fucking done. If we're just being honest, nobody creates as much buzz as me. Nobody's as big of a draw as me. Nobody's as good as me in the ring or on the microphone.
I think we have just an insane level of talent bell to bell. Now, on the microphone, different discussion. I think that's why I stand out more than everybody else, because everybody else sounds like a bumbling idiot. With all due respect.
Am I ever going to get to see MJF in this place, that place? Look, the reason I was paid top dollar is because I'm a generational talent. I won the bidding war. WWE didn't win the bidding war. All Elite Wrestling didn't win the bidding war. I won the bidding war. Because I am making an absurd amount of money. By the time the contract is up, I will still be absurdly young. And then I will be able, once again, to make an absurd amount of money in the next bidding war. And you know who's going to win again? Me. Now, All Elite Wrestling is winning for the simple fact that they get to have me on their television show. I am, without a shadow of a doubt, week in and week out, the biggest ratings draw the company has. I have been one of the top merchandise sellers since the inception of said company.
I respect the fact that I am the highest paid athlete in my company, rightfully so.
Do you think you're the best wrestler to never wrestle in WWE?
Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close. Before me, the answer would have been Sting. And then he wrestled. The point is now
Kenny Omega?
No, stop it. Am I the biggest star out of all the homegrown stars? Yeah, it's not even close.
They got a newcomer over there. What's his name? Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's my best friend, the roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
And real wrestlers like my friend and hero, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, hands down, my mentor, my best friend, the roller coaster, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, King of the Crossroads. The guy is a god amongst men. If you're not aware of that, congrats, you live under a rock. Maybe move out of your grandmother's basement.
And you and Cody, still good?
My best friend.
How often do you talk to him?
Rarely do I need advice. I mean, look at me. But I'll call him because I respect the shit out of him, and I'll call him to get a second masterful opinion. He's amazing. I don't know if there's anything that he can't do. Cody Rhodes is like a father to me, you know? I mean, the guy has brought me into his home with open arms. I love his dog, Pharaoh, more than anything. If I can adopt that dog, I would, but I wouldn't want to take that dog away from his home. He's very happy there.
You and Cody, I feel like Cody has also said.
I think we're
Triple H.
listen,
Cody has said Triple H is his favorite wrestler.
Me and Cody are two very like-minded, not just athletes, but human beings. We're businessmen. We're wildly, incredibly athletic. We're both wildly handsome. We both have very attractive other halves.
Brandy's great too. Brandy's great. You know, a lot of people would call her a disgusting, gold-digging, trash bag whore. I wouldn't say that. I think Brandy is an amazing human being, and I think a lot of people have it all wrong. I think she's great. Hi, Brandy.
If I did have conversations with WWE, that would be considered what?
I know I would have been successful if I went over there. I know I'd be successful if I go over there now. That's why they're still interested in me. I respect what they're doing. I respect their product. I know that they respect our product because they've about 1 million times tried to counter-program us, slash us any way they can, hurt us any way they can, which, by the way, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's smart business. Try to kill me. Try to kill me before I kill you. It's fucking smart. I'm not going to take that away from them. I also still see WWE fans, the same fans that in 2023 that were like, he's going to jump and it's going to be huge and I can't wait. And when I stayed here, those same fans are going, well, we didn't want him anyway. I don't even fucking like MJF. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's cute. I get it. It's like you asked the hottest girl out to prom and she denied you and now you're hot about it. Like, that's okay. It's fine.
If people online get butthurt because I ether their favorites a little too hard, tell them to step the fuck up and to catch the fuck up.
So what I would say to a WWE fan, if you've not watched us yet, I truly don't understand what you're waiting for. I feel that we make gourmet food. The other companies, it kind of feels like McDonald's. They're giving you fast food. We make gourmet burgers. We work very hard. I think our pay-per-views are the best. It's not even close. I think our matches are the best. And we have the best promo guy in the business who's sitting right here.
This is where the best wrestle. We're real premier athletes. We're not models. We're not ex-football players or ex-volleyball players or whatever. This is what we've wanted to do from the jump. Everyone whose name just came out of my mouth, the only thing they've ever wanted to be in their life is a professional wrestler, and we have honed our crafts to the best of our absolute abilities, which has made us so incredible, which is precisely why we are getting compensated the way we should be compensated. People will jump to the other place to get booked the same and or worse to be compensated for less. Why, I don't know. I get compensated what my talent is worth. I'm not going to settle for less compensation, so I get to have a WrestleMania moment. That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think it makes sense for people to jump from my company to go over there for less money and less TV time just so they can, cross their fingers and hope for a WrestleMania moment. I think that that's fucked up, right? I don't think that makes sense. But at the same time, I will sit here and I will tell you that I have plenty of friends that work there, and I want them to succeed. Just as there are people over there that want us to succeed. I grew up idolizing everybody that was in WWE when I was a kid. There was no alternative. It was a complete monopoly. WWE was the only thing that existed. And I would have loved if, there was an alternative growing up when I was a kid, but there wasn't. And now that there is one, I think it's really cool that both companies kind of push each other to be the best versions of themselves, at least the athletes and what we're doing out there. Why is there tribalism? I think tribalism is just a sports thing, right? If I'm in New York and I say I'm a Giants fan and there's a Jets fan, we can get into an argument over that. Silly, I know, we're both from the exact same place and we both love the exact same sport, but we're arguing over that. I'll talk all day long about,
what I think we do better from a business aspect of how we treat wrestlers or how we treat our fans. We were in Vegas and they started an F ICE chant. Now, I don't care what side of the political line that you land on. There's no other wrestling promotion that wouldn't censor the fans. But we don't do that. We're the listening company. So if all the fans want to chant that, we're going to let them chant that. And I think that that's inherently really cool and awesome. And I think that's what makes my company special. We don't censor the fans.
MJF's views on WWE will be embedded into his character whether or not he signs with them. This is less of a troll job and more of a business decision. Talking about WWE keeps MJF on the radar. Dissing the Fed makes him the elusive coquette whose coldness will make them want him more. It's part of MJF's own world building. Part of WWE's legacy is just about every big star in wrestling history eventually goes there. MJF knows that, and he uses it unabashedly for financial leverage. If MJF ever jumps ship, he'll already have built-in storylines based on years of interviews, idolizing, and insults, all directed at WWE. MJF's act as the perennial belle of the ball keeps both promotions on their toes during free agency season. Most importantly, MJF's countless WWE references is just smart business.
I don't know what's going to happen. Do I think I'm going to stay here? If I'm being really honest with you, I do. I think this is my company. I'm proud to be a part of AEW. I'm proud to put this company on my back. My job right now, ticket sales, ratings, renewal. If you put a contract in front of me with the right amount of money, I'm going to do this. I'm going to broadcast how important those 3 letters are. Those 3 letters are just as important as these, because you're paying me to say that. Now, do I believe it's true? You'll never know. And that's the beauty of it. No matter what promotion I'm working for,